The switch function uses two conditions to create a true-false scenario. So the condition will be true when the first condition is met, and will remain true until the second condition negates it, and likewise it will remain false until the first condition will then make it true again. So that might sound a bit confusing, but let's see a example. So I'm going to put a show view on this chart. It's a 60-minute chart of the Euro USD. Show view from my toolbox, and I'm going to go in and edit the script. So what we have on the chart is a 5-period RSI. So what I want to do is make a switch condition that is true when the value is above 75 and stays true until that value crosses below 25. So start typing switch, and then in the parentheses I want RSI, and I want to change that to a 5-period. Keep it on the default time frame, which in this case is 60 minutes. So and then hit enter, click away. So when RSI 5 is greater than 75, that's the true, and then I want it to turn off or switch off when the RSI 5-period is below 25. So when I click apply, you'll see the show view change. So where this is, because it's a true false condition, it's going to either have a value of 0 or 1. So I'm just going to right click on that and make it a shaded step, and I'm going to reduce the transparency. So where those green blocks is true, i.e. the value of 1, it's when the RSI crosses above 75, it stays green until it crosses below 25, so it switches between one and the other. What I can actually do is click and drag that show view over the price chart, so you can get a better view of where that's true or false. So again, where it's false, so this period here, it crosses below 25 and it stays false. Even though it's crossed above 25, it hasn't yet crossed 75 to make it true again. So that's how the switch condition can be used. Let's have another example using bar colors. So I've got a couple of charts here. This is just a daily chart, but I've got two moving averages on there, but they are higher time moving averages. So what that means is that this red one, it's a 70-period weekly moving average on a daily chart, and the green one is a 35-period weekly moving average on a daily chart. And what I want to do is color these bars green when they're both above those moving averages, and red when they're both below. But I'll just show you. So that's the on the right there in the text box. That's the formulas, but I'll just show you why that doesn't work and why we need to use a switch in this condition or in this example. So what I'm going to do is just highlight that text. So I'm going to highlight with my mouse and then Control C on the keyboard, and then right click on any of the bars, go to the color scheme, set it to custom, and then we can add a script. So green, if I click the three dots to open the script editor, and then Control V to paste. So this is saying when the close is above the weekly 35 moving average and the 70, then I want to paint them green. So I'll apply that, and you can see that's happened there. Likewise, I want red when it's below those moving averages. So I'm going to highlight that, Control C, any bar, go to the color scripts, add a script, and then Control V, and then this is closed below the moving averages, and I want to set that. I'll apply that and then change the color to red. But now what you can see is that there's some where the price is between those moving averages, the color is black. But this is where the switch condition comes in. I don't want it to change color until both conditions are true. So if we go on to this next tab, this is the function or the script formula that will allow us to do that. So same moving averages, same chart, but might look a little bit complex, but as I add it, and I'll go through and explain. So change the custom color and add a script, and green, and oh, I should have highlighted this first and copied it, but so highlight that, Control C, any bar, and this is where we go back and add the script. I want this to be green, and I'm going to Control V. So what we've got here, we've created a variable called V1, and that will be true where the close is above the 35 and the 70. And similarly, V2 is where the close is below both those moving averages. So we then take those variables and put it in the switch function. So switch, so V1 will stay true until V2 condition is met. So basically it will stay green all the way until it goes below both moving averages. So I'll apply that and you'll see what that means. So well, let's do the red as well. So I'm gonna highlight that text, that function, copy that, and then apply it to the color. So click the plus, and then I'm going to change that to red. Click the three dots, Control V, and this time instead of switching V1 to V2, it's going to be the opposite. We want V2 to be true until V1 is met. So that's the difference between the two scripts. So I'll just apply that, and you'll see now that there's no black between the moving averages, because it won't change color. Like for example, we're green all the way until here where it crosses that 70 period weekly moving average, and then it stays red all the way until we go above the green again. So where the prices are between, it will keep the color depending on what direction it's coming from. So that's the switch function. We'll look at more of that in the next level, the more advanced, because we can do some pretty clever things with it. So hope that's been useful.